Oh. Okay, here we go. We just finished this. Yes, indeed. And so we're on this now. Alright. I said start. Okay. Yeah. So it's just telling me it's 2 by 2. Okay. Well, there's that. Okay. Oh, and now it's like, oh, 2 or 3. Alright, that's interesting. Hmm. These both have 3 spaces around them. This A. Oh, right. I can't say that it can't be 3, because guess what? It could be 3 and something else. Like, jeez. Okay, this D. If this D is 0, well, this particular D can't be 0, right? That's all I get. Ooh, but only one more letter is allowed to be 2, and only one more letter is about to be 3. Oh, also, B and D are the things that, okay, can be 4. Well, this can't be 4, which means it can be, it also can't be 3. And so if the other thing is 3, that would be wrong. Furthermore, if this other thing is 0, that would kill this 2/3. So that's gone. That means the second thing is 2. Okay. Now, so these are both 2s because they don't have 4 spaces next to them. This B has to be something else other than 4. And it can't be 0 because that would kill this 2/3. So no B is 0. That means C and A are 0. Now this C... Wait, which... Oh, okay. Wait, hold on, what? Okay, there's 2 in here, 1 in here. I see, okay. This is a 0 or some other thing. 0 or a C. Now this... if this is 0, then this 2/4 would be killed. And so... This also can't be 3, but it has to be something other than 0, and that means it has to be 1. Okay. Now there's 1 here, and this is 2, so that's a mine. And exactly one of these 2 is. Also exactly one of these 2 is. This B is either 1 or 3, but if it's 1, then these would both be dead. And if those are both dead, then that 2/3 is dead. So this B cannot be 1. So that means it has to be 3, and that leaves C to be the other 1. Now that's a 3, so there you go. Okay, this is either a 2 or a 4, so it's a 2, yeah, obviously. What was I doing? Okay, that's a 0 or 1, that has 1. Alright, there we go, okay. So that cracked, okay, from, like, without getting, like, the initial information that was already on the board was enough to do, like, almost all of the puzzle, which is kind of funny. Well, actually, the only thing that got revealed to me was the mine count, which, you know, if I had from the beginning, would mean that, like, what was on there was enough to determine the entire thing, which, like, okay. Crazy. Okay. So, yeah, so the things were like, oh, this B, if the B is 0, that forces the C to be 0. But you're allowed to have both B and C be 0. However, if this D is 0, but if D equals 0, that doesn't mean that this D is 0, because it could be something else. Dang it. Oh, this row, okay, we have that, at least, alright. This is a 1 or a C. Oh, what the heck? Okay, 1 or 3, so this is a 1. Yeah, there were just things that like were automatically set up to be that you have those 2, but alright. But everything else can be whatever, alright. However, B cannot be, well, this B cannot be 3. This B can also not be 0. Oh, but B already can't be 1 or, okay. So the only real thing that this B can be is 2 or 1. Right? If this B is not a 2, then it's over. So we need it to be a 2. That means, well, this one could be a 2 and that one could... No, it can't be a 3, so that means that's safe. Okay. Because the only way for that to be a mine is if this B represents a 3 and that B represents a 2. Or I guess, yeah, because this is already a 2. Unless, okay, this could have been a 1 and that could have been a 2. And that would have done the other way, but B's also not allowed to be 1 anyway, so that also is covered under, okay. So I had some faulty reasoning, but it ended up working out. Okay. This is a 2 or a 3, okay. This A. What is going on with this A? I really don't know what I can do with that A. Like, actually, though. Okay, it's an even number. I know that much, at least. And so is this B. But it can't be a 0. It also can't... Okay, this is a 2 right here. That's what that is. And this needs to have an odd number. Well, specifically, it has to have a 1. And if this is a 2 and that's a 1, that means that's a mine. That means this particular A is not a 0. And that means there has to be an A out there that has something more than 2. Which, like, okay, obviously. But it obviously can't be a 4, and so it actually has to be a 2. Okay. So this particular A is a 2. If this particular D is a 3, and well, I don't know if this B is a 0 or a 2, but obviously D can only be 3 or 0. Okay, so it's obviously a 3 because it already has a mine, which means this B has to be a 2. This particular B has to be a 2. And that means this is not mine. Okay. 1 or something else. That something else could be 0 or 4. Obviously, it cannot be 0. But if this E is a 1, it kills both of these squares, which violates this. And therefore, this E cannot be just a 1. It also can't be a 0, so it must be a 4. So E is 4. Okay. I know one of the mines are here for this particular 4. This also can't be a 1 because it would make that not be able to be a 4. Which means, just because of the fact that this is a 4, all of these have to be mines. That means that's gone, and this is now okay. This A does that, this 0 requires that, or the 3, rather. Oh, and then we're done, and we don't even know the second possible value for A or B. It's not determined. That's cool. Alright. Okay, we have this already. Alright. That was just given to us from the opening. Okay. This is not allowed to be a 0, right? Definitely not, because it would force the D to also be 0, but D's not allowed to be 0. Okay. Same with this case. So this particular D, well, this particular D must be at least 2. It can't be 1, is what I'm saying. In a similar fashion, if this E is 1, it forces the A to... Oh, jeez. Okay, this A has to be at least 2? Yeah, no, that A is just 2 then. Okay. And that means this E... Well, this particular E... Oh, if this is a mine, so that means this particular D is a 2. Which means yeah, there has to be a D that is 2. So this E is not allowed to be 2, so then it has to be 3. Okay. 4 is the only other option left for A. Which means, oh, well, I don't have any other A's on the board. This 3 is only allowed to have one more mine here, which means there has to be 2 mines exactly here for that 3. But I think this D can't be 4 because it would violate that. Obviously, it can't be 1 in that case, so that means these are both safe. Okay. So one of these 3 is a mine. This is a 3 or potentially a 1. If it's a 1, then that can't have 3, but it has to. So this E cannot, or this particular E cannot be anything other than 3. So there we go. That does this. That gives me that. That does that. And now we're in without even solving for the D or the E. Okay, next. Size. Oh boy, we got another letter. What do we have? We have this. Okay, that's something. These are the same as each other, right? Like, if this is something other than 0, then that also... Oh, wait, no. This A could be a 1 and have that be a mine, while that A is a 0. Okay, that is allowed. And I'm must consider such possibilities. Okay. Alright, well. Oh, hey! There. We get that information. Okay. And that kind of does this too, doesn't it? Oh. Alright. I see you. Okay. So this A is 0 or 2. That means that's not a mine. Okay. And if this is a 0 or 2, that also means that's not a mine. Okay. 3 or B? Well, oh. Oh, because B couldn't be 0 already. And it doesn't have 3 spaces, so it can't be the 3, so it has to be something else. And it was already 2 was already eliminated, so only 1 was left. Okay. So I know one of these two is a mine, which means this particular A, right, that's an A, is a 2, which means one of these 3 is a mine. Okay, that doesn't really matter. What? Oh, that was because this only had 2 spaces, but both 0 and 2 were already eliminated, so it had to be the 1. Okay, I see. This D has not had anything yet, so it's 4 and 5. And then it's just a standoff between F and E, taking the other 4 and 5. So this F is 1 or 4 or 5, which, like, okay, that means neither of these can be mines. And that means this thing, either all of these are mines or none of them are, and if this one's a mine, then one of these two, like exactly one of them. Oh, yeah, that does do that, doesn't it? Okay. 1 or 3. Well, if this is a 1, we have problems. Because that would put 1... Oh, no we don't. Because this could be a mine, and then you could have 0 there. In particular, this is just always a mine. Because, yeah, alright. Furthermore, if... Oh, this has 2? Okay. Now, either both of these are mines or not. So that's just not a mine. Okay. Alright, this 0, 2, it has 1 on it, so it has to be a 2. This is a 1 with the F, it's a 0, 2. 1F, what? It's telling me I can get something else, but like what? Oh, F must be either 4 or 5, but it obviously could have 4. It could. And if it did, then like this 0 and this 2 would be satisfied. But here's the thing. If this is a mine, that means exactly one of those two has to be a mine. The problem with that is that now this has 2 mines on it, but it only has 1 other space, so the most it can have is 3, and the least you can have is 2, but F is not allowed to be either of those things, and so that would be a contradiction, and so that is not a mine. That is what that was. Okay. 4 or 5? Oh, that's D. Okay. 2 or E? E, okay, is 2 or a big number. So this is a 2. Since these F's also are in the situation of this being 1, that means that has to be a mine. This 2 or E, 4 or 5, that's a lot. I think the only way to deal with that is like all of these are mines, and then, well, that could or could be not. I guess, okay. I think that means the F has to be 4. But let's just say, oh, let's pretend F is 5. Yeah, no, that's the correct symbol to use for that. Okay. In that case, this is 1 or 5. So that means it has to be 1, because it doesn't have 5 spaces. This 4, 5 is now just done for. Yeah, okay. So I was right about that. We get this. That means that has 4 mines. Okay, cool. There's 1 here. This is 2 or 5. Oh, so it's 5. Okay. Nope. Okay. Yep, there we go. Okay. And 5 out of 6 mines left. What this means is this is the one that has something missing, which means, yeah, means then this will do that, and there we go. Alright, A, D, C, oh wait, just look for, first thing to do, find something that has only 2 options, and it's, oh my gosh, there aren't any of those. What do I do? What do I do, guys? I don't have any information. Well, you see... Okay, these 2 C's are together. So either this is not a mine, or the 2 options of C are 1 distance apart. But like, what can I do with that? No. Okay, this A is here. okay, I know that A cannot be 0. So there's at least 1 here. So that means this particular C cannot be 0. Also, this particular D cannot be 0. So there has to exist a D option and a C option that is non-zero. Oh, wow. But D only has 1 or 5 as options. But obviously, this can't be 5, and it also can't be 0, so that particular one has to be 1, so D equals 1 has to be marked. Okay. I got something, guys. I did it. I deduced a piece of information. Alright, Alright, now we're just looking around. What else? So is there another D on the board? No, there's not. That's all we get. So maybe, like, things that... But there's no Fs on the board, so actually... Ooh, but if this A is 2, then this D is like, no, it can't deal. So that means this particular A has to be 1, actually. So that means nothing else is allowed to be 1, which means this C has to be 2 or 3. But it can't be 3, so it has to be 2. Ooh. And since this can't be 3, that means this is safe. Ooh. We're moving up in the world. Also, I know these two are safe because these are both 1s. Because if this was a 2, that would violate this. Because I know this second option on D, the only other option it has is 5, which is, like, not enough to be able to... Like, there's not enough space around it to deal with that. So these two are gone. And, like, alright, I could have deduced 2 more sideboard things, apparently. But, like, whatever. I'm gonna get new information. Yeah, okay. Alright, E, F, B. Those are letters I have not even seen yet. Okay. So either A or F has the option of being 2. B must be 3, 4, or 5. Ooh. So this cannot be 0, 1, or 2. And that means this E cannot be 0, right? Because if it were, then the B would only have 2 spaces left, which is, like, no good. So this particular E cannot be 0, which means there has to exist an E which has more than 0 mines. And 1 and 2 are not options. And this only has 3 spaces, so that means 3 is required, and that means all 3 of these are. So now this B is at least 3, which we already knew. Okay. What about this F? It already has 2 mines. Now this E, the other option is allowed to be 0, I suppose. And if it were, then the F would be 2, and then everything would kind of be okay. I think. But this A has 1... No, okay, this C has 2. Wait, this C has 2 on it right now. And you know what that means. Wait a minute. If this C is just literally a 2, then there couldn't be any mines here. But then this A, which is not allowed to be 0, would have 0. So that means this can't actually be a 2. This has to be whatever other option the C is. And that option has to have more than 2 mines. The only option that C has left with more than 2 mines is 4. So this one is a 4. And that means this particular one has to be a 2. So the other option for A is 2. Okay. 2 or 4. Okay, these are both 2s. Obviously. This is 1 or 2. If this is 1, then okay, it's kind of allowed. Yeah, definitely allowed. Alright. What else we got? Can anybody think of anything? Okay, so what do we have left as options? Alright, this can have one of those 2, this needs 2 here, this D needs 1 more that way, this E needs 1 more, the F, okay. But 2 of these things have to be 0, like only one of them can be not 0, or can not have the option of being 0. So obviously, like, everything I see on the board, I mean, technically this E could be a 0, which, like, alright. But this F, oh, hold up. This particular F, actually, F equals 2 is not an option. So that means this F has to have at least 1 mine, which means this particular E cannot be a 0, or at least 1 more mine, which would be in range of this E, so this particular E cannot be a 0. The only option it has left is the 3, so this E is actually a 3, and that means this F is a 5. And so that means F can be 5, and that's also a thing that 5 is. Also, this B is 5, because look at that, it has 5 on it. And that means all the 5s are gone, and, well, okay. Oh, that gives me that information at least. And this says what? Oh. Oh. These are both mines, because if this is a 2, that'd be a 0 here, but that would make that have 0, and it can't have 0. So, like, there you go. Yep. Because E can't be 2. Yeah. Alright. And that is that information. And now this can have at most one more, but this needs at least... So that's a mine, and that isn't. Okay. Okay. Sure. This is either both of these or neither of these, but it can't be both because that would have 3 on this, which it can't have. And now... You're kidding me, dude. 1 or D. There are 3 mines left out of 4. Only 2 of these 3 can be, so one of these has to be eliminated. And that means that one is always a mine. Now, does D have the option of being 2? It does not, and therefore, okay. Hey, that's an achievement. There's an achievement for this mode. And that was my 5th board of it, so alright. I have one more 6x6 to do before I get 7x7. How did that happen? Oh, I guess because 0, 1, and 2 were not even options to begin with for F? Alright. Also, D is 1 or 3. It just told me that. Alright. Well, this E, what is... Okay, it could be, like, any low number, actually. Oh, right, because nothing below 3 is an option for F, so those are all there. So that means this, what it has to be for... Oh, because 3 is not an option and neither is 5. And so, okay. And I guess, no, the C could be 5. Alright. So at least one of these 2 has to be a mine. Well, actually, exactly one of those 2 has to be a mine, because, like, this can't be 5. Which means this E, this particular E, must have at least 3. But it can't have exactly 3, because that's just not even an option for it. So this one will have to be a mine, and this particular E will have to be 4. Interesting. This cannot be a 4, so it has to be the other option for B, which could be anything below 3. Okay. The C has 2 right now, which it's fine with, I guess. It could. Oh, wait. Oh, I don't have anything in for C right. Oh, C can't be 4, so that just makes that 5. But this could have 5, couldn't it? Yeah, and so could this. Wait, no, wait, could it? If this is a 3, wait, this is a 4 or E? Well, okay. Oh, the other E can't be 5. Because if it were, then this would just not have any options left. So that means the other thing for that is 5. This, okay. So E, or F and D are completely determined. A has nothing yet, okay. But there aren't any A's on the board. Oh, and the other E can't be 0, because this already has a mine next to it. Right. Okay, so. If this is not a mine, then this can't have 5. But then the only option is 2. Ooh, okay, so if this isn't a mine, then these are both gone, and this particular C has to be 2. But then this 1, 3 has to actually just be a 1, so that can't be a mine either, and that means this E is a 1, which means these are gone. And so is this now? Yeah, okay. Also, this is gone, has been for a while. Alright, this 3 or 5 is whatever it is. B is either 0 or 2. Okay, well, oh, if this is gone, then this is actually a mine, so this has 2 on it right now, out of the possible 5 that it, or possible 3 that it can have, because if that's gone, it can't have 5. This cannot be a 5, but what did I say C was? C is 2 now, okay. So 2 of those 3, okay, whatever. Yep, that's kind of how it goes, okay. Well, let's see what happens with that. Is this 4 safes in 1 mine, and also deducing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? Oh, apparently I can deduce everything on the sideboard, which I don't know how that's supposed to happen. Does that? Oh, wait. Well. I don't know. We'll have to see what happens. Anyway, let's say this is a mine. Well, then this can't be. And now this particular thing is a 3, again. But this 1 and 3 needs 1 more. Okay. So let's pretend like the one more is over there, and then this is gone. Oh, wait, no, this C already has 3, and C can't be 3, so it actually has to be 5. So actually, I can immediately conclude this, which puts the third one here, which kills that. And now, this has 2, that is... Wait, this has 1 missing, but then... Wait, oh, no, 1 here. Okay, okay. But this E has to be a 1, which means this C can't be a 1. Oh, E just has to be 1 regardless? Wait, no, what? The other time... Oh, no, that was empty regard... Oh, okay. Okay. So, like, we definitely have this and that. Like, alright. That is nice to know. Maybe. A little bit. Oh, and that means A is both of these. Yeah, I should have seen that coming. Oh, which means in that scenario... Okay, I see, I see. Now, this C could be either 0 or 2. It has 1 right now, so it can't be 0. That would make it 2. Oh, so that makes it 2 always. And that means that other option for B is 0, which means that's 0. Whoa, okay. Oh, which means... Okay, it's just no matter what the sideboard got deduced this way, but okay. So either this could be a 2 or a 5, like it just could be. And that maps with this. This could go here. But this 3 in this case would need that. And now that that's gone, in the other case, this would need to be a mine anyway. So this is always a mine. Okay. Yep. Alright. Okay. Sure. Okay. You? Alright. Cool. You maybe? Right. No, you have to be the 0 in this situation. So that's, yeah. Alright. And there we go. Okay. Alright. More stuff. Oh, they didn't give me much sideboard info. That's rough. Okay, this particular C... Oh, because it couldn't be 0, so it has to be 1. And this E can't be 0 now, so... And it couldn't be 1, so it has to be 2 now. Oh, they gave me just enough stuff to, like, make stuff happen. That's kind of cool. Wait. Oh, because D couldn't be 2, so now... They made, like, a chain reaction of these things that, like, just did all that stuff. Just by clicking it. That's crazy. Like, they very carefully determined, like, what information they needed to give me to make stuff happen. Okay. Well, that was interesting. Okay. These are all 2/E. Okay. But E could be... It could be 0. Ooh. What happens if the other option for E is 0? Then all of these will chain react to be safe. And it'll force that to be a mine. But if if E is 2, it'll force these 2 to be mine. Or if... Oh, if the other option for E is 3... Well, for example, if this isn't it... Because I know, like, all that. I'm thinking that maybe this is going to be a mine regardless, but we'll see. So if that happens, then I know this E has to have 2 on it. Now this E, if the other option isn't 3, will force that to not be a mine, which would force this to be a mine. Oh. But if this has 3 as another option, then anything could happen. Okay, so that's not it. Whoa. 3D, 2E. E already has 2. So if... 3 or D. Yeah, okay, I can't really see anything. Oh, nothing's allowed to be 2 except for E or F. So this B, which has 3 spaces, okay. What is G looking like? Okay, what am I looking at? Okay, E can't be 1, but it can be 0. Okay, B isn't 1, let's say. Then this B will have to be 3, because that's all it has open to it. And since E can't be 1 and this already has 1, that makes that a second one. Okay. Now this G has to be at least 3. But 3 is already taken. And C would be either 1 or 4 in this case at most. Okay, still can't really get anything with that. No. What else is here? Okay. No, I'm not seeing this. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna erase that. Oh, B can't be 3. Then it would have to be 1 for this. But that would eliminate G equals 1 as a possibility. And it already has 1 mine, so it can't be 0. And that forces G to be 3. Which is gonna force both of these to be mines. Which... Okay. That's not really the end of the world, is it? No, not quite. Because, like, the mine can be anywhere. And this C could also potentially be, like, 4 if it wanted to. So even if that were it, so you can't even eliminate that possibility. And, like, there's no G's anywhere else. There's also no B's anywhere else. And so, like, you can't really get anything else from this. It's a little bit rough. Okay. Well, like, hold on. Wait, if B is equal to 1, then G can't be 1. Oh, but this B could be 3, and the G could be, like, 4 or something. Oh, wait, yeah, wait, okay. No, that just means... Okay, it doesn't mean what I thought it might. Oh, but, like, what if... No, okay. What if the other option for D is 1? What does that do? Okay. And this could maybe be a 1. Yeah, but I don't know what the E would do. But the point is, B equals 1's eliminated, so that forces B to be 3. Which kills G equals 3. Also forcing this. Wait, why this? No, not that. Not necessarily that. This G would have to be 4 or 5. Which, you know, is going to depend on that. This could... Oh, E cannot be 3 in this case, so we're going to force this to happen. Okay, because it also can't be... Well, I mean, they already have mines next time. Right, okay. Nah, this isn't really going to get a contradiction, and I don't really think I can get much of... Wait a minute. E still has the option of being 3, doesn't it? Yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah, It's kind of rough. Well, okay, if I assume this isn't a mine, then it would force that to not be. And D would have to be 0, by the way. Which would in turn force this not to be, force that not to be, and there we go. Okay. And now B has to be 1 or 3, so if one of these two is a mine. But if B is 1G, yeah, okay. So that's definitely possible. I don't know. Maybe this can get somewhere. Wait, no, those don't get eliminated. What am I saying? These do. Oh, then this E is 2, which means that can't be 3, so the D has to be something... Oh. Hold on. So this D would then have to be 1. Because if it's 0, this E would only have 1 space left, and yeah, okay. Because obviously, yeah. So that means this is a mine. It means that d equals 1 is the other option for that, which takes out b equals 1 as an option, which... What? Forces b equals 3 as a requirement, but then this can't fit 3? Wait, hold on, what? Okay, first of all, what the heck? Am I going crazy here? 2, but E could be another option, which is... Oh, D and E could both be 0. I just completely missed that idea. Hold on. Yeah, and in fact, this forces B to be 1, which is going to eliminate D equals 1, which is actually going to force D equals 0, which means actually these are all gone. Yeah, okay, that's way different. And now, these are done. Okay, what else did we really get from this? Oh, this G, since it only has 1 here, it can be at most 3, and in fact has to be 3. Oh, but that doesn't eliminate, it eliminates this. Okay, so that means both of these are mines, and it means, okay, one of those is. Alright, so let's mark everything now. This is way more than I thought I would get from something like that. Okay. Otherwise, this is a mine. That forces this to also be a mine. This now has 2. I can probably open up a sideboard saying like, oh, what if the other option for E is 3? Or actually, what if this is a mine? Then the other option for E is 3. And then nothing else is allowed to be 3. And guess what that means? B has to be 1. Because it's not allowed to be 3. Which means both of these are gone. And guess what happens now? This G can't be 1, and it also can't be 3. But guess what? It has 1 mine on it, so it can't be 0 either. And it only has 2 spaces, so the most it can be is 3. It also can't even be 2 either. And now it's just dead. So actually, it's a contradiction for that to be a mine. And therefore, that is the safe spot. We found it, guys. Alright. I'm just going to leave these here. No, in fact, I need to continue with that assumption. So this would actually force that in this case, which would... Okay. This B has 3 right now. But if 3 is not an option, you can just put stuff there if you need to. Okay. So I'm gonna assume that like this is a mine now. Guess what that does? Now E has to be 3 as its other option. And I think this should probably lead to the same contradiction that we got with the other stuff, right? Because now it'll be like, oh, B has to be 1, and these are gone, but G can't be 3 either. Yeah, so the point is E can't be 3, which means in this particular case, this is not a mine. This G has 2 right now. It's not allowed to be 2, so it needs a third one, and that means this G has 3. And guess what that does? Oh, B is 1 now. And it already has its thing, so these are over here, and these are both mines from this G. And now, this B has 4. Its option here is 1, obviously. Okay. That's kind of interesting that we get those, and then these. Let's just erase these rows entirely, right? Okay. Okay, I guess this E could technically be 4. Yeah, it's possible. Right, yeah, okay. Right, the only reason why, yes, okay. Is B could be either 4 or 5, doesn't really care which. This C now has 1 on it, so these are both dead as well. Because C can't have 2 or 3, so yeah. Are there any A's on the board? No. So now I have to imagine the other world, I suppose? The world wherein exactly one of these two is a mine, but I don't know which. The new information gave this here. These were out, and this can't be 0 because it already has 1. Oh. In the other world, there's a mine here, and that isn't a mine. That would force this to be a mine in the other world. Okay. That would put the 1 on the B. That B would force this to be safe. But we do know this much at least. Okay. Don't really see a way to get anything else. Which is strange. Wait, no, this particular G is 0. G is not allowed to be 3. It already has 2. Oh yeah, the B has 1 though, so we can do that anyway. This C, it could be 4 still. If this one was 4, would that cause problems? Maybe not? I don't know. I definitely can't conclude something like that that D equals 0 or E equals 0 is the second option, because that would deduce the contents of 4 squares, but I only can get 3. So it ain't that. This 3D. Oh, D can't be 1. So this is... wait. This cannot be 3 unless that's 4. So either E equals 4... okay, so let's assume E equals 4. And this happens, and that D is a 3. Wait, no. Hold on. If we assume this is a mine, then at least one of these is a mine. Right? Because, yeah. Because E cannot be 1. Okay. However, D also can't be 1, so if only one of those is a mine, that can't be the case. So more than one of those has to be a mine. But the only other option to make that happen is E equals 4, which would therefore require this. Alright. And this would also force all 3 of those to be mines. Which means this part of the C would have to be either 4 or 5. Alright, that's fine. However, it's not very helpful, is it? No, it is not. Wait, what? This has 3 oh, but the B would have 1. Oh, wait! But it has 2 right now. Oh. Hold up. Yeah, wait, why is this gone in the other situation? It's not. Wait, hold on. What? This has 2 right now. It would have 2 gone. It's not allowed to be 2, it's not allowed to be 3. No, that is in fact a contradiction, and therefore, actually, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Well, that makes A 0. Okay. That needs 1 more. This is going to get 1 more there. D could be 4, so that's allowed to be a mine. B, okay. 1C. Well, I know there's 1 here. can't be 0. And in fact, since f can't be 3, there's exactly one among those two. So let's say it's this one. And this is gone. Now this e is in a situation where it's like, oh hey, because d is not allowed to be, oh, both e and d, you can't have both e and d be 0. Furthermore, e and d do not have the same values. And they can't both be 3, and they can't both be 3, 2, or 1, right? And they also can't both be 0. That means there has to be a different amount of mines between the e and the d, is what that means. And that means this must be a mine. Okay. And that means that must not. Furthermore, this e can't literally be a 2, because that would force this d to have 1 around it, which it's not allowed to have. And therefore, the e must be bigger than that. But the only thing bigger than 2 it has, which it has enough space for, is 4. So that is the case. These are all mines. This d is now happy. That c requires 4 now. Okay. That, oh, because d can't be 4 because now what c is, yeah, alright. Okay, this could potentially be 5, if you want it to be. This is b, oh, because it can't be 4 now, it must be 5. Okay, so that's the second option for b. This is 1 or 4, well that means it's 4. This is 1 or 5, so that means it's 5. That gives that, and there we go, okay. Alright, okay, there's like a lot going on here maybe, like, oh, c is only 2 and 4. B is 2, 4, or 6, potentially. With E. Oh, E is 0, 2, 4, or 6. But this particular E has to be either 2 or 4. And it also can't be an odd number, so that cannot be a 9. Well, it has to also have as an option whatever one this has. This, no, okay. Well, that particular B can't be 6, not that that really matters. This A can't be 0, which means that particular G cannot be 0, which means there has to exist a G that isn't 0. Well, that is already known. Or rather, that's just always the case, because, like, there's two options. They can't both be 0. Okay. This G, What about... Oh, you have two situations where, like, the A and the G are at the edge of the board together. That's something, maybe. These E's must have even numbers, but they have odd numbers of spaces. Also, this 2 or 4 and that 2 or 4. This only has 4 spaces. So this particular E cannot be 0. Neither can that particular E be 0. That means, well... Okay, this E cannot be 3. So if this is a 4, then this E is a contradiction. So this particular thing is a 2. And furthermore, this E has to be an even number as well. So this E is particularly 2. So there must be an E that's 2. Okay. Alright. And that means this 2, 4 and that 2E are both 2 option, which means that can't be a 9. So... You can't have two letters be exactly the same, can you? I mean, I guess technically you could. There's nothing against the rules for that to happen, I guess. For like both C and E to be both 2 and 4, so there's actually no difference between E and C, they both are just 2, 4. But I don't think that's gonna happen, but we'll see. This, okay. At least one of these two has to be a mine, so that means at least one of those. But it could just both be these and then none be in there? Is that possible? Well, this A could be 1 and the G could be 1? Yeah, that's possible. The B. Oh, B only has 4 and 6 as options now. So that actually means that this E cannot be 4. That's 4 or 6. Okay, so it's not 6, so it's 4. Could this have 4 next to it? It could. Oh, it has literally 4 spaces next to it. Okay. Oh, that means a lot of these are mines. What options do I have for A? 1, 3, 5, 6. This can't be 6. That can't be 6. That can be at most 3. That can be at most 3. This G. Okay, if A. Wait, no, never mind. So A kind of has to be an odd number. Well, all of these A's have to be an odd number, specifically. Because they can't be 6. They don't even have 6 spaces next to them for mines to go into. Is there anything else obvious? No, not really. I mean, I know that pretty much all these E's are 2, because, well, they can't be 6 and they can't be 0. So they are all, in fact, 2's. All the E's that I have here. This is particularly a 4. But this has to have an odd number. Okay, I mean, I guess it could have 3. That is allowed. So, like, let's say this isn't a mine, for instance. That would do this. That means this particular A has to have 3. And, well, we have one of those two being a mine. Or, well, no, at least one of... Well, no, not necessarily. Because the G could still be, like, oh, a 3 or 5. So this particular G must be 3 or 5, clearly. Because it can't be 4. Which means either both or neither. Which kind of means, well, it doesn't necessarily mean that. Okay. But this A, it probably also needs 3 mines next to it. Because, well, it can't have 1. Because if it only had, well, actually it could. This A, okay, it's either 1 or 3. But G, okay. Interestingly enough, this would do this, but then this A could only be 1, and so that would be gone. Both the G's I see on the board can't be 0s, so that's one thing, I guess. Yeah, I don't have D or F anywhere on the board right now, right? Yeah, no, I don't. Yeah, I know that every E I have here. Okay, let's say that's a mine. That would force this to be a mine, then one among those two is. Wait a minute. Since the G and A are both are both odd numbers, because the G can't be 6, and this also can't be 0 because A can't. So this particular G must be 1, 3, or 5. In particular, it must be 1 or 3, which means it has to be the same as whatever this A is. So that means that this particular square can't be a mine. Yeah, okay. And these G and A have to be exactly the same. Like this particular G and this particular A. Oh, and that means if this is 1 or 3, either all of those are or only one of them is. Okay. Furthermore, okay, what about I say this isn't a mine, and then these two are. And then this will say that those two aren't, and that'll kill that, and it'll also kill that, thereby forcing all these three in. But that is one in particular outside. Yeah, and that makes a contradiction. So actually, you're mine. And that means exactly one of these two is. So let's say... Well, because exactly one of these two is, and exactly one of those two is. Let's say A isn't 3. Like, what about that? And this would have to be 1. And that means this A would also have to be 1. So only one of these three would have to be, which means this is a 2, which means what else? I don't know. No, this is no good. Okay, but what if A can't be 1? That would force the A to be 3, which would do this, putting 4 on this, which is actually a problem. So A equals 1 is an option. Okay. And in oh wait, what if like G equals 1 isn't an option? Then G equals 3 would have to be, this G would have to have 3, then this A would have to be 3, so A would also have to have 3 as an option. But then this would be both gone, so this is the 1 for that A. And this is now a 4, and so it goes like this. That makes this G have 2 more than that A, which is not possible because they both have to be odd numbers. And that is also a contradiction. Therefore, G equals 1 is an option. Okay. Alright. So these are both or neither. I mean, if G equals 3 isn't an option, then these are both gone, and that means all of these are. That puts 2 on this A, which is not allowed. So actually, G equals 3 is also... What? Did I... A equals 2 is not allowed. Huh? Wait. Oh, because G could be 5. I didn't even consider that. Ah, jeez. Okay, well, what did I remember from this? I remember that. I remember this, I think, and also that and that. Yeah, that was a consequence of this. Okay. And I remember that had to be mine, and that couldn't be, and maybe that couldn't be. And also this had to... No, not that. Okay, this is probably where I was. Oh, no, that was safe. Okay. Alright, so this here would do that, and this. And now, oh geez, I'm almost out of time. I have done a 7x7 then? Okay. But yeah, that's not good news. Alright. Oh, that means this particular A and G are not 3, I guess. And this particular... Oh, wait, no, it could still be. No, I don't think I can really get anything else. Does this do anything? I know it forces this and that, which is going to force this, which is a contradiction? Whoa. Yeah, it kind of is. Wait, unless... No, this A can't be 5. So that means that G can't be 6. Yeah, so this has to be an odd number, so like definitely if that isn't, then that has to not be as well. So that means actually this is always a mine. Which means that isn't and that is, which I already knew. Okay. Well, that's kind of something. Hello. Oh, you could be 0? Could you be 0? Yes, you could be. Okay. You. Okay. If it's only 2, then this would not have enough. So actually this has to be 4, so like, there we go. That, oh, yep, okay. Okay, so this could be 3 or 5. Okay. These are both or neither. They can't be neither, so they have to be both. So that means that's gone. And now this is, if this is 0, then we're okay. Oh, that does this, which is going to force that. And now, okay, cool, maybe. Oh, this, if this is a 3, these are both mines, which would put 4 on this, making that safe. But if this is a 1, then neither of these are mines, meaning this only has 2, but only space for a third one, and it can't have 3, because 4 is the other options, making that safe. Thereby making that safe, and also E equals 0, an option. And then... Oh, yeah, there we go. Cool. Alright. Excellent. Okay, we got it. And didn't even have to go that much over time. Okay. If I did 2 7x7s, I can totally finish 3 8x8s next time, right? Totally. Copium truck. Alright, anyway. Yeah, looks like that'll be it for today. So thanks for watching. Void out.